So regarding PBs, I believe Ross's PB is a 46. Monkey has a 47. Herc has a 47 on the leaderboard, but I believe has had a few 46s.
Herc has had a few 46s.
And PhazonKnight, I believe, has a 51.
Indeed, I do believe that is correct. Monkey actually got his 47 during the tournament, so that is really cool to see.
I also believe PK PB'd in his race against Ross that happened not too long ago.
Neither Ross nor Monkey had a particularly good climb. They both made it through to the end, but unfortunately, with a little bit of spaghetti in there.
The early part of Fusion is all about movement, making sure you get the proper jumps, all of the proper shots, because you'll see a lot of the runners doing quick shots after they reach the height of a platform, since that'll stop your vertical movement and it'll let you fall onto the platform perfectly, saving you just a little bit of time.
So from the looks of it, Ross is currently ahead of Monkey, though we haven't encountered arachnids or the first eye doors, so...
Yeah, so Fusion is known for having a lot of eye doors and a lot of RNG. An eye door, which we'll be seeing shortly in just under a minute and a half or so, is kind of in a lot of the 2D Metroids. They can fire 1 to 4 beams at you, or even 0, and for every beam you get, you lose time. There's really nothing you can do about it. But what we'll be seeing from the runners are attempts to double the eye doors by firing 2 missiles into the eye door near simultaneously. That'll do 2 hits to the eye door, thus reducing the possible beams they can get from 12 to 8. Optimally, they'll be getting optimally 0 beams, though, since that's what they're looking for. Just reaching the missile data room now, they'll be heading down to the first boss, Arachnus, where they will obtain the Morph Ball.
Which, if you are familiar with Metroid 2, know that is where the boss originated.
So even part of this game is important to make sure you're good with your text mashing, because even with text alone, the runners have plenty of time to save. I can definitely say for a few of the races this tournament that text actually has been a game changer with who's taking leads and who's behind. So Ross is at the eye door now, so let's see how he does. Lots of beams.
That was 4 beams on Rossi's side.
It doesn't look like he got the double.
Monkey did get the double, so that will close the time gap between the two of them.
PhazonKnight is missing a lot of his missiles on the eye door. So even Arachnus himself is a lot of RNG, whether he rolls or not.
Ideally,
Monkey took
1-0 roll.
the lead by not having a roll compared to Ross's. And nice double by Herc. So even on the cores themselves, if you hit the core, 2 missiles on this will take 2 hits instead of 1. So that'll save you, I want to say, 3 seconds in between cycles?
PhazonKnight also getting a double on the Gorex.
So making sure you can double the cores will save lots and lots of time over the course of an hour and 15, an hour, 20-minute run. The difficulty of the doubles, though, will get progressively harder since over the course of the run, they'll be getting various missile upgrades, which will not only increase the speed of the missiles themselves, but increase the length of the cooldown. Thus, it'll be much, much harder to hit the doubles, but much more satisfying as well. Also, we can see the runners are reaching the location of the main deck missile, which Monkey just got.
And it looks like Ross
elected
to skip that missile.
Ross and HerculesBenchPress elected to skip it, but Monkey elected to grab it. So, Sector 1, which is coming up here momentarily, is all about keeping your missile count and your health count high. Because, okay, so PhazonKnight also chose to grab the missile tank.
It will be interesting to see if Rossu and Herc end up electing to get the Spitter missile instead.
Yes. So Sector 1 is all about making sure your missile and health count are high, since missile count is going to be possibly endangered for the Ross and Herc if they get bad RNG, but if they stay at full health, they won't need to deal with RNG. But you want to make sure you're able to have enough missiles for all of the atmospheric stabilizers and the eye door as well. And there are lots of pirates. In one of the pirate rooms you'll need to shoot out. Having the extra 5 missiles is advantageous for Sector 1, and will also be advantageous versus one of the bosses later on during the gauntlet.
Absolutely. I don't foresee, knock on wood, I don't foresee missiles being a problem for Rossu, Herc, Phazon, or Monkey. All of them are very competent runners.
Right. So Ross and Herc only have 20 missiles now as opposed to 25, but they might elect to get the Spitter or Genesis missile later on before Yakuza. So it appears Herc passed Monkey, since Monkey elected to grab the main deck missile. But I'd like to state that Monkey is not worried about how Phazon. Monkey's only worried about how his opponent Rossu is doing, and PhazonKnight only about Herc. Right now, all of the runners are doing all right on missiles.
Though, depending on how the next pirate room goes for missile drops for Ross and Herc, doubles could be out of the question for the next eye door.
Oh, Ross takes a dive and is able to grab the green drops in that pirate room. PK struggling to take out that third atmospheric stabilizer. So this is the last eye door that you'll try to go for doubles on, since the reward of beating the charge core is, well, the charge beam. The charge beam is very overpowered in Metroid Fusion. Having it will let you do 26 damage in one charge shot. However, what's different from a lot of the other Metroids is there actually are 3 different damage calculators for the charge beam. There's the top half of the charge beam, which does 10 damage, the bottom half, which also does 10 damage, and then there's the extra bit. If you hit an enemy point blank, it'll do an extra 6 damage. And utilizing that, they will attempt to 2-cycle the third major boss of the game if you don't include the mini cores that they just fought in Sector 4, which will be Ceres. So all the beam cores have only one damageable part of their, I guess, their body, and that makes getting doubles on them a lot harder. Fusion is a very dangerous game compared to that of other Metroids. I'm looking at Zero Mission in particular. But runners will need to be very, very wary of their health counts, especially in this next area that the runners are going to be heading to now, Sector 2. The Zoros, which are kind of, I guess, like caterpillar-ish enemies that they are red, they do 45 damage upon getting hit. And so that'll 5-shot you. Unfortunately now, everyone's either cutscene or text, so there's not much to talk about.
We have Rossu and Herc, who are going to be our first runners entering Sector 2. If it weren't for every enemy hitting like a tank in Metroid Fusion, Sector 2 would be among the easiest sectors in the game.
The game will expect you to have 2 or 3 tanks at this point. They expect you to grab the Sector 1 E-tank, because that's literally in the way. So it's not too surprising that the enemies will be doing a fairly decent amount of damage. Right now, they'll be making their way over to unlock the level 1 doors, so they can obtain the bombs. But there are quite a few Zoros that will attempt to stop them in their tracks. And it is revealed to us that the Sax has been causing trouble on the space station. PK's taken a hit already.
The reason taking a hit in Sector 2 is so problematic is, aside from the enemies doing a ton of damage, is more so that Sector 2's high damage enemies aren't in a particular room, but Sector 2, beginning of Sector 2 up until Zazabi is more of a gauntlet of high damage dealing enemies. And getting hits.
Looks like most of our runners are through the hardest bit of Sector 2. They just have a few more fairly tough rooms before getting to Zazabi won't be too difficult.
Looks like both Rossu and Herc got favorable patterns going through the end of that room.
Yes, the Zoro can be to the right side like we saw with Monkey, and it can be rough to deal with. Alright, so it looks like Monkey was the only one who got the unfavorable pattern. Herc failing to place the bomb. Now we have these red enemies. I forget their names, but they can be very trolly.
Pancakes.
Yeah, I might as well call them pancakes or pieces of paper.
Doesn't look like any of our runners so far have had difficulty with the pancake room.
So now, up and coming shortly, our players will have the option of getting a second E-Tank known as the HerculesBenchPress E-Tank. Ross opts to skip it. I expect Herc will do the same. Monkey may or may not grab it. He probably will skip it. And so HerculesBenchPress is... there's really no other words to describe him, but I suggest you pray to RNGesus before engaging him, since HerculesBenchPress can give you anywhere between 3 and 12 jumps. And obviously, the more jumps
looks
you get,
like
the slower
Rossu
the fight.
has gotten a 3-jump cycle right off the bat.
Doesn't look like Monkey's getting favorable RNG either.
No, it does not. I think Monkey got 2. I think Monkey barely dodged the 2-jump or 3-jump.
Not a bad cycle on Monkey's part. Let's see how PhazonKnight does with the earlier parts of the fight.
Ooh, Monkey botching that last part of the.
I believe that was 3 jumps. All right. So PhazonKnight got a 7 jump HerculesBenchPress. So unfortunately, the bombs in this game, Chad has been mentioning a little bit about the bombs, are very, very, very slow to go off, which prevents infinite bomb jumping. Oh, and now we see Rossu has entered the SAX room. I doubt he'll go for
I don't
the
think
SAX
any
skip.
of our runners are going to be willing to go for sack skip. Herc playing it a little bit more dangerously, but
Herc! Oh no! Herc, what are you doing?
just happened.
Herc's gonna go for the try to come back here, but he's got a lot of time to make up.
Don't know what he died to. I missed it.
Herc went for the sack skip at the end. I think he didn't mean to go for it, but he procced the sacks a little bit right as he was going out the door.
Unfortunate. I do think he can catch up against PhazonKnight. It's still very early in the run, all things considered.
It'll be rough to make up 18 minutes though, but he definitely, if PhazonKnight has a really, really bad time, it might be possible. It was definitely not Herc's intention to go for the sack skip. So now our runners are going to be heading towards Sector 4, where we will see excellent usage of the charge beam and their attempt to 2-cycle Ceres, the water dragon. Ross actually came up with a new strat for Ceres, which we might be seeing here shortly in a bit. We'll get to power bombs when they come around. PhazonKnight's in the chat. He thinks Herc can catch up. So Ross is now into Sector 4, which Sector 4 movement looks really, really, really cool with the early jumps, the extra shots. And we'll be seeing some pretty cool movement from Ross here. It might perhaps be my favorite sector of the game, both to watch and to play. But Ceres can be a very, very, very frustrating boss, since optimally you'll get a 2-cycle, but if you really botch the fight, you can get a 5-cycle, or if you're trying to throw the fight, a 6-cycle.
Fortunately, and as I mentioned earlier, it is the bosses in Fusion can make or break a race. Should. Both in terms of RNG and potential difficulty of the fight
once
itself.
Again picking up the missiles. Ross and Monkey about to make their way to Ceres. They're both now in of Ceres's room, where we can see Ceres's dead body, or bones, I should say, because Ceres has become an X-host and was therefore killed by the X.
Monkey not far behind Ross. This
Ross
could be
is going for
opportunity.
it. He's getting for the early Ceres. But he missed the shot. Looks like Monkey will be able to take the lead here. Yeah, Monkey got the 2-cycle. Ross lost a lot of time for missing that shot. But he also got the 2-cycle. Let's see how PK does in his fight with Ceres. Now that they have Speed Booster, they will get to use it immediately with a low height Shine Spark to the left. As Monkey is just done. Herc getting a roll on Arachnus. That won't help him catch up. But he got the double.
I do believe Phazon had a roll during his first encounter with Arachnus, so I don't think that's too concerned.
Alright, it looks like PhazonKnight got the 2-cycle. Monkey's the first to reach and lower the water level. Now we will see the runners attempt to go for a low height Shine Spark by unmorphing just moments before they... Oh! Monkey got the low height, but got hit by the crab. I don't think I've seen that one before. Ross one-ups Monkey by not only getting the low height, but not getting hit by a crab. Herc once again skips the main deck missile. So another thing I guess I forgot to mention was every core, upon spawning its ability, the ability will float towards the center of the screen. And if it spawns in the center of the screen, the runners will be able to grab the item earlier than they may be otherwise, and save just a little bit of time that way. We like to call that the sweet spot. Looks like all of our runners have gotten low height. Herc unfortunately died in the sack skip room. He didn't go for it, but he procced the sacks just as he was about to go out the door. Ross, the first actor, enters Sector 3, the sector of fire and heat. Oh, no, my bad. Monkey
enters Sector 3 first.
Right. Monkey's ahead. I'm being stupid. They're going to make their way to unlock level 2 locks, and then head up to super missiles. I mentioned this earlier in the run, but Ross fell behind in the Ceres fight. He went for his patented Ceres strat, and unfortunately failed his patented Ceres strat by not shooting at all. So super missiles, they have a faster move speed, they do triple damage, and unfortunately they also have a longer cooldown between shots. I believe this is the only circumstance in the game where you immediately fight a boss. Well, not immediately, but the boss is right after the respective item of the area. You can notice that Monkey and Ross both did a nice shine break to be able to keep their shine charge and immediately send a vertical spark up the next shaft. That saves a little bit of time. We might see the runners go for data spark here, where they store their spark in the data room and attempt to shine spark out the left and shoot the door. That'll also save a bit of time, but it's very, very tight.
I do believe Shrine Data Spark is frame perfect, so of course I don't have anyone here to correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Got it.
Very impressive from the corner of Rossu.
It looks like PK also got the shine break. Monkey now fighting the box. Oh, my bad. He's already defeated it in combat.
That was a very clean box fight from him.
And it looks like Herc, unfortunately, died again. I'm not sure what happened there. I looked away for a second. Now let's see how PhazonKnight's battle with Box goes. And now that Ross and Monkey are both in the navigation room, they'll be heading off to Sector 6. Challenge the Megacore X, since they can't quite go to Sector 5 due to their lack of resistance against ice, since a Metroid's weakness is ice, and Samus is part Metroid now.
So it does not look like Herc is going to restart for a second time, which means as long as Phazon is able to not die, that will give him the W.
Ah, PhazonKnight did not get the Silver Spark.
Yeah, despite PhazonKnight having an easier road ahead of him, Monkey and Rossu both are going to be clawing for the lead.
This is a very close race. So I'm not quite sure what Herc died to the second time, since I wasn't paying attention close enough. But in his first death, he died to the SAX in Sector 2. Oh, apparently, okay, Herc died to the eye door. He just suicided. But his first death was to the SAX in Sector 2 after beating Sazabi. So you notice Monkey and Ross both placed the missile there preemptively, since there's, a bomb. They both placed a bomb against the wall to break a bomb block, since that holds a missile that they will want to be able to get later.
Since Monkey is not required to pick up that missile, considering he did pick up the main deck missile. However, Rossu is going to be required to grab it.
But yes. Hercules bench press jumped the gun just the tiniest bit when he was in the sax room. So now we have the Sector 6 sax. I've seen Ross do a couple different strats here, but I hope for... Oh, it does look like Herc will be starting again. I hope nobody dies to the Sector 6 sax. Monkey does the right strat. He waits 2 steps and then procs the sax. PhazonKnight now going through Sector 6. I want to say the Ices, the Ice X's, do around 60-something damage. So you definitely don't want to get hit by 2 of those. A few of those. So optimally, you will want to 4-cycle the Mega Corex. Monkey is doing just that. But it almost got away from him. It's resistant to missiles, so the only way to hurt it is with the charge beam, which is kind of ironic, since you just got the super missile upgrade. But it's how it shows its resistance and barrier suit upgrade. Monkey will now be heading off to Sector 5. PhazonKnight with a successful sax kip. So Ross, I'm not exactly entirely sure how far behind he is, but I'll be able to tell you in just a few seconds. If I had to take a guess, I'd say 10 to 15 seconds behind. Maybe a little more. Yeah, it looks like he's about 15 seconds behind.
Which could be easily made up by Ross, but Monkey has had some very clean boss fights with Box and the Mega Corex.
PhazonKnight had a little bit of trouble with the Mega Corex, but he gets the double. Was that 2 doubles?
Might have been.
So, Ross decided to go for his patented Sarah strat and failed it miserably. Monkey got the 2-cycle Saris. Well, actually, both Ross and Monkey did, but Ross lost a lot of time by not getting the opening shot on Saris. Now everyone will be heading to Sector 5, while Herc will be making his way over to Arachnus. In Sector 5, hopefully our runners won't lose their tracks. Since Sector 5 can be very confusing since you go through the rooms multiple times.
I will say, Sector 5 is also another high damage sector. There's a lot of enemies in there that will do a lot of damage. Fortunately, because you can collect Isaacs now, that is an option available to all our runners.
There are a lot of Isaacs in Sector 5. First, they'll be heading to unlock level 3 locks. Hopefully they'll remember to do that before heading to the data room. And Herc obtaining more fall. PhazonKnight in the chat, his L button isn't working properly. Well, if he wants to win, he better figure out how to get around that issue. I'm glad none of our runners forgot what direction to go. I wonder if we'll be seeing the frame perfect reverse ice from any of our runners. I highly doubt it. It's frame perfect.
If anyone goes for reverse ice, it will be Herc.
Yes, if anyone goes for reverse ice, it will be Herc. Basically, you will be shine sparking up the shaft that we will see shortly from Monkey by doing a frame perfect storing of your shine spark. Monkey and Ross about to get their ice missiles, and PhazonKnight is just entering the icy portion of the sector.
I will say that while ice missiles do make doubles harder, you do keep ice missiles for quite a few bosses.
So though ice missiles do more damage, they have the downside of freezing every enemy, making it harder to kill the enemies you're trying to kill. So just in a moment here, I imagine chat will be having a little bit of fun. So though the ice missiles can be seen as a downgrade, there are benefits to them as well. They do make a few strats possible. Seems there has been a report of an emergency located in Franker Z, and that the sector will melt down soon.
So fortunately, none of our runners have pulled a secret key and forgotten to pick up ice missiles. That is the big thing in Sector 5 that one might forget.
So, the emergency section is all about movement, and you can tell how well you're doing because thankfully there is an in-game timer in the top right of the screen. So that's how you'll be able to measure on this specific section how the runners are doing relative to each other. So you can see on PhazonKnight's screen, there's a shadow in the back of the screen moving back and forth. That's how you know you didn't forget the ice missiles. If you don't see that shadow, it probably means you forgot something. Of course, there's also the loud voice screaming that there's an emergency in Franker Z.
Ooh, Monkey is dangerously low on health.
He is dangerously low on health.
Should he mess up anywhere, it could spell the end of his run.
He's taking it a little slow to protect himself. Monkey. Alright, Monkey should be fine. Oh no! He froze the enemy a little early. This is Ross's chance to take the lead. Certainly cash up.
Monkey is able to survive, with Monkey narrowly holding on to his lead.
So now Herc will be making his way towards Sector 2 with his newly obtained charge beam. Did you catch what Monkey finished at? What did he finish his emergency at?
I did not catch that.
Okay. Ross is finishing at around a 412, 411, 410.94.
But it does look like Monkey has extended his lead a little bit.
Yes, it looks like Monkey had a better core fight. According to splits, apparently they are 11 seconds apart. PhazonKnight putting Monkey to shame, proving just how easy freezing that enemy in the correct spot is. And that looked like a double to me. PhazonKnight with the best emergency time with a 424. That'll save himself some time over the other runners. But I'd like to remind everyone that PK is only worried about how HerculesBenchPress is doing.
Oh, fortunately for Phazon, he is going to be riding pretty easy for the remainder of the run.
I imagine PhazonKnight will take a save at the ship halfway through. Since he's so far ahead, he can absolutely afford to spare a second. If it beats even a second. So both Ross and Monkey will be heading off to once again prove that saving frames in Super Metroid is a lie and non-canon. They will be heading off to save the animals, which in this game is a very frustrating part of the game, since just like the Idors, just like Zasabi, and just like the upcoming boss fight against Yakuza, it's all RNG. The animals can make you wait quite a while before they choose to come out, thus we could see a change in just how much of a lead Monkey has. Monkey will be going for impossible strat, I imagine. Yup. And he just shows how possible it is. I imagine we'll be seeing the traditional strat. Yep. Now PK will be making his way up. While
He
Herc
does get
doing... Did Herc skip an E-tank?
He did. He skipped the E-tank right before Arachnus.
Oh, that is a bold play. Wants to save time, I guess. Looks like Monkey didn't have the worst RNG on animals. It looks like they're around 12 seconds apart, Monkey and Ross. Herc having a pretty good Sector 2 in terms of the health category. Now they'll be heading down to Power Bombs, where they will meet the SAX once again. While PK will be going for the Animal Shine Break here in just a moment. Oh, but he didn't press down. Oh, he's going back to charge the Spark. He gives up. Herc, having finished with the Zazavi fight, now facing off against the core. I wonder if either Monkey or Ross will get the Sector 5 Spark. It's not too hard, so I imagine both of them should be able to get it. Monkey gets it. That'll save just a little bit of time.
Especially if Ross. Ooh,
Ross
unlucky from Rossu.
Not only did Ross not get it, but he took a hit in the middle of setting it up. He wind sparked and then got hit, so that'll put Monkey a little bit further ahead.
Though I will say, that hit actually would have saved him a little bit more time over the alternate.
Both of our runners remembered to go get power bombs and did not go and try and turn the level 3 locks on once again. Did Herc go for sack skip and I missed it? Oh no. Apparently Herc did go for the sack skip and I missed it. Oh, that's unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen that. He must have gone for it just to prove that he actually, after the unfortunate death he had. Monkey with the Kadoom strat. PhazonKnight will be getting moment here. Monkey and Ross will now entering the gauntlet, which is pretty much just boss after boss after boss, with a little bit of downtime in between. It looks like the two are only 8 seconds apart. Herc appears to be lagging out a little bit. And PhazonKnight successfully getting Sector 5 sack skip. Oh, Herc with the task jumps. And Ross, in fact, getting the Genesis missile. Will we see any of our runners save at the ship? No, Monkey is not saving at the ship. He knows how close this race is and cannot afford to save. Ross also chooses to skip the save. And let's see how Herc does and his 2-cycle against Ceres. First shot looked fine. Oh, wow, that fight was amazing. Perfect Ceres fight. Possibly the quickest 2-cycle. A casual Red X from Monkey. Double off the core. And PhazonKnight, I'm not sure what you're doing. So now we have Yakuza, another RNG related boss. Yakuza can either give you 1-cycle, 2-cycle, a 3-cycle, or 4-cycle. And this may extend. Herc seriously is going all out right now. This may extend Monkey's lead or blow his lead. Bad RNG, I think, from both players. They think they both got 4 cycles.
Quite unfortunate indeed. So it looks like it's going to come down to how well both of them perform in the second phase.
Yes, the space jump segment. Which is fitting, given Arachnus gives you the space jump. Not Arachnus, blah. Yakuza.
Looks like Monkey had a clean space jump, so 2 doubles on the Core X.
Herc is having an insane Sector 4. He'll be heading to Sector 3 now. Now PhazonKnight will be heading to Yakuza shortly. You'll notice in chat, for those that missed it, Herc died in Sector 2 earlier in the run. And as redemption, he went for a sack skip and successfully got it. There's only about an 8-second difference, apparently, between the two runners. It's a really close race. Now, PhazonKnight will be having his fight against Yakuza, while Monkey and Ross will be heading towards Metroid and the Plasma Beam.
That could have been very unfortunate for Ross, having missed that missile.
So as we've seen, iDoors have been a little bit friendly to Ross than Monkey, I want to say. So that would explain the time saved by Ross over Monkey. PhazonKnight with a faster Yakuza than I believe the other two had. And so far, a really, really good second segment. I vaguely remember Ross saying he was going to have time to clip his toenails during the race. I'm not sure he does anymore. Oh, Herc cutting that jump close. He almost didn't break the speed booster blocks. Plasma doubles are a little harder than some of the other core doubles due to the low height of the room. Herc. You're scaring me with how close you're making all of these sparks of yours and jumps of yours. Monkey, I don't think will be going for Nightmare Space Boost, which is unfortunate, since Nightmare Space Boost looks really cool. I imagine he'll go for the Shine Spark. So they'll be heading towards, as I mentioned a moment ago, Nightmare. Nightmare is a very, very interesting boss. He's all about messing with the gravity, and you'll see the runners try to manipulate Nightmare after a quick Phase 1 and Phase 2. Nightmare, in his Phase 3, moves exactly like a Correx, so the runners will use their knowledge of Correxes to guide Nightmare exactly where they want him to be. And Herc, I want to call you the new task machine. I want to say you're on PB pace. PK struggling with the core. Nice Shine Spark, Monkey. Ross gets redemption for earlier. Yep, Herc says that he's on PB pace. Monkey with the beams.
Seemingly poor door RNG from on the side of Monkey.
Yep, it just blew him the lead pretty much. Ross could overtake him at Nightmare. I want to say all of those beams cost him like 6 seconds. Whoever manipulates Nightmare better will take the lead. Monkey with the better Nightmare Phase 1, 2, and 3. Gets the double.
Monkey is doing exceptionally well with these ice.
That was an
ice
exceptional
doubles.
Nightmare fight by Monkey. Ross not doing so hot. Let's see how PhazonKnight does with the Sector 5 Spark. Oh my gosh, Herc. That was a sick bomb placement. Here's PhazonKnight missed Sector 5 Spark. So he had to do the backup. Wonder if Herc will do the fast Sector 6. Oh my gosh. PhazonKnight with 0 eyes, beams, and Herc with a nice 4 cycle on the Mega Core. Ross and Monkey are now a second, possibly less, apart. Now they're just... Oh, there goes Ross, taking the lead over Monkey. Let's see how PhazonKnight's phase 3 goes.
It is incredible to see just how quickly a lead can change, especially in the case of Fusion.
Good manipulation by PhazonKnight. Oh no, Monkey. Monkey choking. And that'll be all she wrote for Nightmare. This has been a rough Sector 4.
Indeed. Though, despite having a worse Sector 4 than Ross, that does not spell the end of Monkey, and his chances of winning are still very high.
4 very, very dangerous bosses left. And one last Idor.
So, Ross is in considerably better shape than Monkey in the health department.
Yes, Monkey is in danger, and actually chooses to take the refill. I can't call him out on that because he is very, very low, and this next boss can be very, very, very gruesome. The fight, I mean. PhazonKnight's... Do you know if PhazonKnight splits it, red doors? Or if he splits it to Fusion?
Probably Diffusion.
Ross has been in the green, I want to say, all race, so he might be on PB pace.
I will not call any, because I know in my races, for instance, I chose to just use a simple timer.
Okay, Ross is behind. You can see his timer's super red. And he's nowhere near getting his next split. Apparently, PhazonKnight dropped his SP. That would explain why he messed up that trick.
Both of our runners, between Monkey and Ross, to face off against Xbox.
Monkey and Ross with the high five. So remember that boss we fought back in Sector 3 earlier? Yeah, well, he's also been infected by the X. Any of us really surprised? I would say no. But he's mechanical. So that is a little bit surprising. But he does have some biological parts that can be taken over by the X. Monkey may go for wave core doubles here, but I doubt it. Wave core doubles are apparently pixel perfect or frame perfect, one of the two. And he's having a very, very rough fight.
Compared to Rossu, whose fight was
Brooks not pulling
clean.
a secret key and forgetting ice missiles. Monkey. enough with the slideshow stream.
Ross now is going through the Metroid room, which, if you have a keen eye, would notice that that is the Metroid life cycle presented in Metroid 2.
Let's see how our runners do on the escape from the restricted zone. Ross putting out a 55, though a low one. Now, I may be wrong, but I believe that I'm sensing an emergency in Frank or Z. At the same time, there has been a fire alert, and that a sector will soon be locked down. Was that a 56 from Monkey?
I did not catch, though. Ross will soon be on his, and soon as well Monkey will be on their way to fight Ridley.
Ridley is very, very dangerous. Can do a lot of damage very quickly. And we've seen Ridley definitely kill at least one runner. HerculesBenchPress earlier in the tournament had some fun with Ridley, and that's what put him into losers.
Indeed.
So Ross has been having trouble pretty much everywhere. There's no specific place as to why he's so far behind. And for those watching now, HerculesBenchPress unfortunately took 2 deaths earlier in the run. He died against the Sector 2 Sax, procking it just a little bit early, and then he died to one of the Idors. PhazonKnight's fairly low on health against Box 2.
Phazon isn't having a very Box 2 fight.
Hopefully
was
he
a little
won't run to
bumpy.
the core. Ross having a good start to Ridley so far. Oh, PhazonKnight
that is an
taking a
unfortunate death from PhazonKnight.
Oof, I hope PhazonKnight saved.
He might have. He might have taken the ship save. I did not catch whether he did or not, though.
Herc with the sweets. Oh no!
No!
He did not.
Phazon! No!
This is some very wood-tier gameplay coming from the bottom 2. Well, I can't say wood-tier from Herc, because Herc's on the run of his life. But now Ross is going to be heading towards the final section of the game, the battles with the SAX and with the Omega Metroid. Monkey, was that a triple-double from Monkey?
I don't believe so. I think he missed a double somewhere in there.
A casual red X on Ross's screen.
I'm still not counting Phazon, despite the fact that PhazonKnight had an unfortunate death near the end of the game.
Don't count anyone out after what we've seen so far today.
Considering some of the riskier strats that Herc has been taking, plus the lack of E-tanks he has, I don't think that...
Herc could die anywhere. That's true.
Though it is quite unfortunate that PhazonKnight did not save at the ship.
Phazon unfortunately took a death to the wave core.
That actually brings
Nobody
an interesting
saved, unfortunately.
Yeah. None of the runners have saved, which... for better or for worse, as we've seen.
I cannot explain why PhazonKnight did not save at the ship when he knew that he was about half an hour ahead.
Which was something that Slendermax took huge advantage of in the last race.
So unfortunately, we have some President's Sleeper content going up at the top of the screen. So let's focus on the bottom of the screen for now.
While I'm on the subject, though, I wonder if Ross or Monkey is going to save before the SAX fight.
Herc, heading towards the RNG animals, while PhazonKnight is about to obtain the missiles. So the good news for Monkey is even if he does lose this race, which is so close together, he does only get sent to losers, unlike the race between... Oh, Herc got the early. He went for the old strat. Not sure what he's pausing there, but...
I think probably because I don't think he's actually playing the game. I've heard whispers that it is the Theory task playing.
The Theory task playing, okay.
Cannot confirm this one.
Yeah, I can't confirm it myself.
But
it would explain a lot of stupid strats that I feel like no one would ever go for in a reasonable run, and how I haven't seen any of them. Yeah, so, from what it's looking like, what I've been guessing but can never actually be sure of, was, it's a Theory task playing. How you can see lies from her. Takes time to type lies, so if there's any, lack of gameplay, that's about a second or two long in the next... Oh, I guess there's an elevator. No, there isn't. I'd say 5 seconds, if he doesn't stop moving in about 5 seconds. Yeah, I definitely looking like a Theory task. Yeah, English should have been the tip-off. So Ross is now done with the sacks and will be heading off to fight the Omega, while Monkey will now be going for Ice Core doubles.
quite an unfortunate change of leads.
I would say Monkey would be in the lead now had he not gotten the worst possible RNG against the Idors and not had the Sector 4 of his life.
Even if Monkey doesn't win this, he will be pretty deep in losers and sitting pretty for a decent bit.
Ross does not get the low height. So I'm not sure whose theory task this is. Did you resize the video? Okay, that would explain it. My bad, I feel stupid now. It's not over yet, though. Looks like neither of our top runners got the low height.
And Rossu has finished
GG,
in
Ross.
first place.
Well played. Congratulations on your moving to the next round. Sorry, Monkey. Maybe next time. It was a good race, though. It was a very, very good race. I believe another race will be getting started here shortly.
And Monkey is finished. Not too terribly far behind Ross either.
No, they're only about half a minute apart, a little bit more. Do we?
I'm actually going to wait on to see what the decision between PhazonKnight is and Herc is.
Yes. Not sure about.
And I think there is a race. I think there is a race coming up soon. Anyways.
How's it going, Ross?
Hello.
GG on your victory.
Thank you.
That was quite the nail
about a
biter.
half a minute, but you were losing.
No. I was not biting my nails. I was actually trimming my nails.
Trimming your nails. Hey, Monkey. They both played well. Monkey was in the lead even after Nightmare. I want to say Sector 4 was where you took the lead, Ross.
Yep, yeah. I was watching. Monkey blew the Shine Spark at Sector 4 lower.
Yeah.
No, I didn't miss that. I just messed up literally everything else. So.
That was the nail in the coffin.
I can imagine your frustration right now, Herc.
I'm about to go fight. What's his ass? Isn't this movement amazing?
Oh yeah, definitely. The fact that I didn't notice it.
Hey, guys, you can't prove that this is a theory test.
I can't. Only because I didn't see you resize the screen.
Ignore all the pausing and you'll be fine.
I did notice the pause. I wasn't sure why you did, though. So that's kind of where I figured it was a theory test.
I want to see how you fight Yakuza in this run, Herc, coming up. I know that you're still running, right?
Oh. Fight I'm having right now, holy crap. Perfect. And the swag diagonal doubles. Look at me go, guys.
I am expecting you to skip phase 2.
So take that.
We actually have another race coming up in half an hour.
That we do.
Be plenty of time for me to finish this race.
Oh my god, clear
have
time.
any?
45?
What do you have to say about your run, Ross?
Well, I got a lot of Idors until Yakuza. I think Yakuza was the first one to give me a 0 beam.
That's about the time where Monkey started getting like 5 beams on every door.
Yeah, I mean, so it evened out, I guess. Monkey had a bunch of 0 beams, so I guess, you know, every now and then you got to give up your RNG manip to someone else.
Yeah, what is it? To start out, I had really bad RNG. We both had a really bad RNG, pretty much up until Ceres. And then from there on until about Plasma, I think I got probably like 2 or 3 beams in total.
Speaking of Ceres, may I ask Ross, what was with that Ceres of yours?
Oh, I tried to advertise my new and improved Ceres strats.
Just a little slow, though.
Monkey got me, though. He got it.
Yes, he did.
It's a very beautiful strat. You know, also, because you hit Ceres so early, you can hit him even earlier in round 2, and I'm working on fixing up that strat, too, for a grand total of 1 second time save on a 2-round Ceres.
I feel like it might possibly be more than a second, because if Ceres is underwater, it can save you a little bit more.
His he starts his Shine Spark earlier, or his Speed Booster
right,
earlier
which
if you hit him earlier. Yeah, so that means he ends it earlier too.
But it might be more of a second if he ends it, like, right before he goes past you.
He'd likely end it the moment he reappears from the water.
Okay.
But yeah, Monkey had the chance of a lifetime.
And he blew it.
I was actually clipping my toenails, and so I missed a lot of shot cancels. I missed Sector 5 Shine Spark. I missed.
You did miss the first Sector 5 shot.
I missed a bunch of doubles on the core X's, and I don't think
No
I
Johns,
almost
Ross.
died anywhere. I did notice Monkey almost dying in several places.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did
God,
take the
yeah.
refill. Before,
He took that
Okay.
refill, leaving Sector 4.
And emergency, I was so close to death at the very
yes,
end.
he stopped.
It was ridiculous.
and lost
I
a
lost
lot of time during
so
emergency.
much time. We
Yeah, I
both
was,
had probably the worst emergencies of all time.
I was watching the SRL channel, waiting for that dot forfeit. And then I would have continued to clip my toenails during the race.
But it never happened.
Nope. So I'm only like 3 toenails in. So I gotta do the rest.
I am
So-
sensing some slideshow stream coming from Herc.
But, so, Monkey.
Hmm?
What are you going to do to prep for your losers bracket run?
Not play Fusion.
You think your opponents are going to be that easy to finish off, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, whoever I'm facing is just... Yeah.
Will definitely be interesting to see.
And it looks like PhazonKnight won't be finishing, and they might be rescheduling.
Honestly, I was hoping that Monkey would be saving at the ship and other places for extra time save on my side, but
Herc
it looks
might
like
be going in this theory task of his Nightmare Space Boost, which is something
Hey,
I
Ross,
was
you just
mentioning
trying to
earlier.
forfeit and give me the win anyways?
Too bad the time is in the books.
What? I mean, you can dot undone.
That's true.
Let's see, where do I end up going? Oh, I go down to... losers round 4. Lit.
You know, the funny thing is, Monkey, that after, let's see, I stopped losing time after Powerbomb.
Really?
I was either like a tenth of a second behind or saving time by like 5 seconds ish. I did
I can
lose
imagine
some
how
time.
excited Paulsmore is watching this.
Yeah, I did lose some time at Wavebeam, but only because I did not get the quick fight. But after that, it was all time save. Like I almost gold splitted the last split.
PhazonKnight obtaining them bombs.
Yeah, I just had... It was just...
There goes Herc messing with his timer.
I definitely
My
had
favorite
really...
part of all of this is just watching the chat react to the stupid stuff that the task was doing. Line and sinker.
What was really funny is how I just didn't notice the fact that it was a task.
Nobody noticed until until Paulsmore showed up and ruined it.
Yeah, I honestly had I considered the possibility after what you did in Sector 3. That
Sector
skip.
3?
Yeah, with one of your bomb placements and your spark. After coming out of box, the horizontal spark you did.
About the 0 beams and the 3 jump Zazabi with RNG manip.
I mean, I can't prove that's a task based off of RNG. You could just be that lucky. I'm one who is known for making the stupidest arguments in the universe. Such as in Zero Mission, the double supers off of every Metroid.
I'm not gonna
PhazonKnight
lie.
is struggling.
I was.
Oh, Phazon.
really-
Oh, the. Oh man, amazing.
But nobody
Casual
would
red
notice.
X.
I want to give a shout out to all the furries in the world.
Oh, look at that sweet red X.
From Phazon, yeah. He needed to. He's low.
Why did Phazon stop?
There was a red X.
He
No, why
grabbed
is
the red
he
X and he
stopped right
wants
now?
to stop.
Why is he stopped and doing nothing right now?
I am going to.
I'm going to assume that he's,
He's probably like
going to reschedule Herc.
puking in a barf bag. After
He was
getting the
hoping
red
he
X.
was going to die, apparently. So I'm not sure what will happen here when the next race gets started. I'm not sure PhazonKnight will be finishing his race or not.
I'm hopeful that Monkey will take this salty loss and apply it to his future races and get 46s and 47s.
Ross, you didn't even
I
get a
hope
47
too.
or 48-6, so
Well, you know,
So-
it's really hard playing and clipping your toenails at the same time.
no
You know what,
jobs,
Ross?
Ross.
At least you did what you said
Man,
you were
I
going to
lost
do
to
before
a
the
toenail
run.
clipper. Are you joking?
Like, legit, I have to, like, stop, put a controller down, clip my toenails.
Seriously though, what happened to both of our early games?
I had,
Here
like,
happened.
a 5-beam start. I think it was a 6-beam charge store.
Holy cow! I had
No
like 3
doubles.
beams at the first one and like 6 at the second.
And then I had, like, a 3-beam Zazabi with a 11 jump, I think it was.
I had like 7 and like 0 beam. I guess I was just playing really bad.
Anyways, I want to thank everyone for putting out a good run.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Tried my best.
Yeah,
You're still trying your best. What are you talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
You're
I
still-
tried so hard and got so far.
Hey, yeah, I can't finish.
It's JRP's property.
Why not, PK? Because you're
'Cause I have
commentating?
stuff, yeah, I have stuff to run and do, and then I have to commentate.
Rip Phazon.
I can...
It's alright. You guys can reschedule, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Someone asked that
You
in the
wish
chat.
that I would die. Guess what?
I saw
Saying that
somebody ask it in the
facetiously,
chat.
I didn't want you to actually die. I wanted you to win.
I have one question for you, PhazonKnight.
Yes.
What is going on the left
Yeah,
side
I
on your
can't
screen right
finish,
now?
So,
Actually, that's not my question.
'cause I have
Looks
stuff
like,
to, yeah, I have stuff to run and do.
That
Looks
looks
like
like a good
Phazon's hopping on the TAS bandwagon.
So, why
You should've
didn't
played
you
the
save
27
at the
task.
ship? Knowing you were half an hour ahead.
It wasn't a cocky or anything. I just never save at the ship. I just don't think it's about saving at all.
You
I'm just
wish
in
that I would
like thinking
die.
run. I'm
Guess
not thinking
what?
really race.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
Same.
okay. And I was actually on a decent pace. I had 2 glods and I just accidentally erased them, so I don't really care.
I can feel you.
But I don't ever save at the ship. Or anywhere.
Well, you'll reschedule your race, and hopefully, Herc will play as well as the Theory Tats is playing now, and you'll be able to get that world record. Ship. Knowing you were half an hour ahead.
Herc already has world record. He has like an hour in-game time. Or
He
Well,
has
that's your
30
world
minutes
record
in-game
again,
time.
bro.
he has 100% hardwood record.
Yeah.
So I was
Same.
just like, okay. And I was actually on a decent pace. I had 2 glods and I just accidentally
I have 100% easy as well.
Yeah. It's alright, that'll get beaten as soon as I actually play it.
Well, you'll reschedule your race.
It's a 109.
Hopefully,
Full time, dude.
play as well
It's literally terrible.
Theory Tats, and you'll be able to get that world.
I want someone to beat it, and nobody will. I wonder if I can get away with it too.
Looks like we have a ZM Hundo task at the top right of the screen. Brought to you by rossu123. And you can call him rossu123.
Look at that.